In this problem, we're being asked to find the integral or antiderivative of e to the negative x plus 1 divided by pi with respect to x, or dx at the end there. So, just like with derivatives, we can break up antiderivatives into smaller bite-sized chunks. So we can really look at that piece as its own antiderivative, and then the 1 over pi as its own antiderivative. To handle that e to the negative x, derivatives of e were a special case, so we had to get down and memorize. And so guess what? Antiderivatives of e are going to have the same thing going on with them. So anytime we've got an antiderivative of e where it's e to a number times x, so in this situation, the a here is just any number. 1, 2, 3, whatever you want to think about it as. So any number sitting there times x, this becomes an antiderivative of 1 over whatever that number is sitting in front of x, and then just like with the derivative, the e piece is just going to stay the same, and then we always put this plus c at the end of any antiderivative that we're doing to keep track of the constant. So if I go to take the derivative of e to the negative x, this is our special case. And so the number sitting in front of x right now is really a negative 1. So as I use my special case for e, I would get 1 over the number in front of x, which is negative 1, and then the e piece would just stay the same, e to the negative x. And then I'd do plus, and this is one of those situations that they like to be tricky on again. So we're looking at 1 over pi right now. And so remind yourself that 1 over pi is just a number. It's a constant. And so the rule for antiderivatives is if I have just a number by itself, instead of going away like it did with derivatives, it's going to actually gain an x back. So if I take the antiderivative of just a number, I'm going to end up getting out an x value back out of here. And then I put my plus c. So the antiderivative of 1 over pi, which is a constant, just a number, would be 1 over pi, and then because it's a constant, it's going to get an x back because we're undoing the derivative. We're going the other direction on it. And then we put our plus c at the end. So as we come now to look for our answer, what we can see is, I always on these problems look at my powers of e as sort of the first place to help me narrow it down. You can see that I'm looking at just a straight e to the negative x, just like I had when I started. So answers like b and c right now, where they started messing with my power of e, I know I can sort of eliminate those from my potential. And the only difference between answer A and answer D is answer D has this negative going on in front of it, and we have this 1 divided by negative 1, which would simplify down to just being a negative, and then e to the negative x plus our 1 over pi x plus c. So our answer in this situation would be D.